Welcome to LGBT+VG, where me and other friends who are of LGBT persuasion have discussions and headcanons about what characters in which video games are LGBT. We're not exactly experts on the matter, we're mostly just a bunch of gay, bi, pan dudes who are LGBT, just talking about which characters we'd like to think are LGBT. We're mostly talking sexualities, we're not talking gender unless it's specified in canon, and we're not really taking this seriously unless there's like proof in canon whether or not a character is actually bi, gay, or what have you. The subject of this episode is
Super Smash Brothers!
This is a very special episode of the LGBT+VG podcast because we're talking about Super Smash Brothers, all of it. So, who is everyone? Everyone is me, Cheese, my buddy, Flaw. Say hello, Flaw.
I've been in all these videos. You should know who I am by now.
Two IRL friends, one of them being my boyfriend, Pearl and Dennis.
I'm the boyfriend.
What?
and we have two special guests, Travis and Mike of the Rainbow Road podcast, another gamer with a hard Y podcast.
Hello.
Hey.
Let's talk Smash Brothers. Now, Smash Brothers has a bunch of characters. Not as many as Street Fighter, but still quite a lot. And because there are so many characters, we have to separate them. We have to divvy them up by game, and we have to make a few exceptions. So, first things first, no animals. So that means no Duck Hunt Dog, no... I guess you could call the Pokemon like animals, specifically like Pikachu, Jigglypuff, all them guys, except for Lucario and Mewtwo because they can talk and they're probably adult. Speaking of being adult, no children, so that means no Ness, no Lucas, no Young Link. We're also gonna count Toon Link because no Pokemon trainer.
We're also going to count Inkling.
Yes, because Inkling is like, I don't know, like 15, 16, but that's also like, it's a little dangerous.
What this is telling me is that we just need Inkling.
Yes.
Zeke, what are we circumscribing right now? Like, why have we precluded these characters from
because the animal characters are unable to speak and are unable to, and some of them might not be adults. We're working with the Harkness rule. Can they speak?
Yeah.
Are they of sexual maturity? Yes to both, you're in. Only one is sort of.
Basically our only rules for talking about somebody or not talking about somebody is if they are either A, underage, or B, if they don't pass the Harkness test.
Also, we're counting the ice climbers like they're good to go because I like to think that they're small. Same with the villager from Animal Crossing.
Wait, are they brother and sister, husband and wife? This has always confused me.
Don't think about it because we're not putting them together.
I think it's explicit that they are not related.
But we're also not shipping them together. We're treating them as their own individual person. Also, for obvious reasons, we're not talking about the Mii fighters because who would? Alright, so let's actually get started with Super Smash Bros. 64 and the main man himself, Mario.
I think that Mario has to be straight so that Luigi can be gay.
Oh, that's strong. That's strong immediately.
I like that. Yeah, Mario to me seems like a hopeless romantic. He's that guy.
Yeah, I can see that.
He seems like a very nice...
But like, let's be real. Luigi's the guy you want to be with because he cleans. Like, his apartment's got a spotless because he's got that vacuum, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's also got OCD.
Yes.
What makes you say that?
This is very true.
Oh, because it's all about cleaning with him. It's all about, like, obsessive, putting things right in the right places. I think that makes sense.
I'd have OCD, too, if I was chased around by a slime version of myself.
Exactly that. Yeah, 100%. If you're a ghost, I feel like that's not OCD. That's just practical. You're just taking care of a problem.
but Mario and Bowser.
See, that's a really good point. Like maybe
Right.
Mario's bi.
I feel like Mario and Bowser would probably hook up on the DL, you know?
It's got to be.
Saving Peach is just a cover.
Are you saying that Mario is closeted bi?
I think that Bowser is certainly closet gay. Because I think Bowser is constantly kidnapping Peach while having no idea what to do with her. It's all about fulfilling this role that the Mushroom Kingdom society has thrust upon him as a leader. He has to be this sort of fascist leader presenting this idea of masculinity that he has no idea how to actually grapple with.
Holy
Oh,
you're
shit.
so right.
Man, I made the right choice bringing you guys here.
That was so much.
Here I thought that Gamera was just friend to children.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, Gamera's a good boy. So Mario.
any of the, okay, so we've got straight and we've got Bowser on the side.
Yes. So Mario's straight, but he's closeted bi.
I think the Super Crown definitely made him think about it.
He thought about it. All right. So we kind of got our answer for Mario. Now, Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong fuck.
Yeah, like he's gay for pay.
He does
He's gay
have
for
a
pay,
thing.
but I'd say he's like a straight bro. Like he's he's even got the tie and everything. But I feel like he would be like
His DLC, he's gay for pay.
You know what it is? Donkey Kong is a straight ally because not because of Diddy, but because Funky Kong is very gay.
Yes.
And
He supports Funky Kong.
and you can't be an ally if you can't support Funky Kong.
It's true.
I mean,
that's true. If you don't like, if we in this house we support Funky Kong.
And like, didn't H Bomber Guy now solidify Donkey Kong as a trans rights advocate?
Oh, absolutely,
Like Donkey
yeah.
Kong said trans
Absolutely,
rights.
yeah.
So he's got to be like
Yeah.
at least an ally.
Yes, absolutely. Donkey Kong is straight, but he's the best ally anyone could ever have.
Donkey Kong doesn't care who you are. He just wants everyone to expand the dom.
Yes.
I stand.
Oh
Now-
man, this next one's going to be a loaded discussion.
Link.
Oh god.
It's
Link.
Link.
Link, the person everyone on the planet wants to fuck.
yeah, that's true.
To be honest, yeah.
And now we have an even more difficult discussion. Which links do we talk about? Because in Smash Brothers, there's like 4 different links.
We're talking about we're talking Ultimate Cast, so we're talking Breath of the Wild Link.
Oh man, Breath of the
Okay,
Wild
if
Link.
that's the case, then Breath of the Wild Link is a trans man. He's
Yes.
a trans man who just got his top surgery, is so proud to show it off, and that's why he's going to spend the whole bloody game with his top off.
You're
Because he
very
wants
correct.
everyone to know.
I say that Link is twink supreme and happy to cross-dress.
I was gonna say twink, but I didn't want to say it out loud.
Link is a twink, but is he a straight twink, a gay twink, or a bi twink?
I say he is either bi or he is pan.
I'd say Pan. Considering all the creatures in Hyrule.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
he was
Pam.
straight until he met Prince Sidon, and then at that point, like, how do you not go?
He's
a little
like,
bit?
Yes. Absolutely yes. So Link is the twink that we all know and love, who is also pan. Now we have another interesting case. We have Samus.
Samus Aran, or Aaron, however you want to pronounce it.
I remember it kind of blew everyone's mind once upon a time when people were like, "Wow, Samus is a girl."
That
And then
was
just
a
really-
simpler time.
Now, if we want to really bring up Samus's history, she's never really shown any interest in anyone except in the little Japanese instruction booklet for the first Metroid game. It shows a little not totally real manga, but still kind of official-ish material. And the person who drew it didn't know that Samus was a woman, so there was a panel of Samus being like, "Oh, when I get this job done, I'll have a whole legion of fans supporting me," and it's just got these 2 chicks in bikini just hanging out, being like, "Oh yeah, Samus, you're cool," and Samus is like, "Oh yeah, I am cool." So maybe.
That apply. That could still apply.
Maybe Samus could just be into women? We don't know.
I think that Samus's armor is a representation of her needing to shield herself from her lesbianism, her sapphic vibes, and that whenever she's wearing the armor, she plays straight, but when she goes to Zero Suit Samus, oh, she is a lipstick lesbian. She is just hot for every girl she can find around
That
her.
is very good.
Samus's
also-
suit.
Yeah, it
Samus's
protects
suit is the
It's like metaphorical and
Samus's suit is the test. If someone hits on her when she's in the Zero suit, it's of course you did it. Of course you did that. If you hit on her while she's in the Power suit, that's when she'll give you a chance.
Oh my god, you're right. That's totally it.
oh,
I like how we're saying all of this. We're not even talking about the fact that she's had zero interest in men. Like, even when it's like, oh, Adam Malkovich.
Yeah, we're just glossing over other M, aren't we?
Oh
Yes.
god, can we? Please? Can we just never bring it up?
My case is, I think she is either a lesbian or she is bi. Either way, she is the top.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I mean, look at the
very
whip. She's the top.
much. Yeah.
She's like Dom top.
So now that we've talked about Samus, are we going to skip ahead to the next character in 64, or are we going to talk about her Echo?
We can talk about her Echo. Yeah, we could talk about Dark Samus.
Dark Samus is a monster. Take that how you will.
Dark Samus is a monster.
So Samus is a mercenary raised by other warriors. So I'm gonna assume Dark Samus was just a phase she went through in high school as like an edgy alt-right.
Do you not
Like
know?
a goth face.
Do you not?
Do you not know?
Wait, what? Oh no,
Do you?
no.
Do you?
Sorry.
Okay.
Wait,
so,
what do we not know?
about
Well,
Dark
I don't
Samus?
actually know Dark Samus that well.
Okay.
Dark
alright,
Samus is not Samus. Dark
Okay.
Samus is like a clone.
Okay, yes,
Oh.
because in Metroid Prime 2, there's this weird substance called Phazon, which is like basically space evil, and Samus gets a whole Samus gets a whole
He's
bunch
not
of it.
lying.
Samus gets a whole bunch of it on her suit and is like, oh, that's weird. I have these weird dark powers, but it kind of makes me stronger, so I'll live with it. But after getting it off of her and being like, oh, I have light powers now, it's way better. Full-on evil version of Samus that's literally just manifested like evil just comes out of her, and that is Dark Samus. It is literally just like a physical representation of evil that looks like Samus.
Imagine,
I
if
would like
Venom,
to-
imagine if the Venom symbiote was able to latch off of Eddie Brock and just become its own thing.
right?
That's Dark
what I-
Samus.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Now, Dark Samus is in fact a monster. She is a weird, like, glop of space evil that looks like Samus. So, how do we take this?
A turf, I guess?
Wow.
Travis coming in hot.
I mean, it's space evil. What's more evil than being a turf?
Being a Ronda Rousey, being a turf and being a denier. All right, so that's Dark Samus.
Okay, do we talk about Yoshi? Can Yoshi
Yeah.
communicate?
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
Birdo
talk
is
about
trans, so Yoshi has to be something.
I don't know
Yeah.
if Birdo's like the same species, but sure, okay.
Yoshi and Birdo are comparable, so let's talk about Yoshi.
Okay, let's talk about Yoshi. Now, we gotta think, like, Yoshis mostly hanging around each other, which are just different colored Yoshis. Are there different genders of Yoshi?
There actually is like Smash lore about this.
Oh my
Like,
god.
Oh, no.
do you remember?
Oh,
do you
shit.
remember the? Do you remember the snake codec calls?
Vaguely.
I somewhat do.
Otakon says it's like he can only. He's like, yeah. They say he's like, and he can talk. He was like, it talks, and he's like, yeah, well, sort of. And he's like, but it lays eggs. That must mean it's a female, right? He's like, no, actually, it's a he. Right? That's what it says. He's like, oh, it talks, yeah. So the Yoshi in this one in Smash is a male.
Huh.
Like it's implied that Yoshis just lay eggs. They're like seahorses.
So is this like a weird Mass Effect situation where, like, technically the Asari are non-binary, but not really? So straight
you
or
could
gay,
do that.
Yoshi's a bottom. That's what matters.
Pretty much.
I mean, let's not,
Pretty goddamn much.
let's not take it there. Mario's been doing that since he was a baby.
If anything, I would just want Yoshi to toss my salad.
There we go.
Hey.
That's the one.
Now we can talk about the
concerned.
goodest boy, the purest boy to ever exist.
I don't think we can because Kirby's a baby.
Oh,
So
maybe
we're talking
no,
about these
baby
characters
Yoda.
as they exist in their realm. So like the diegetic version of these characters, not the non-diegetic version of these characters.
Yes, we're
Or-
not
or
we're not
also-
talking about the weird Newgrounds Flash cartoon that has Kirby drinking and smoking cigarettes.
Well, since we can't talk too much about Kirby, let's talk about somebody who is also a very loaded discussion.
Oh,
Fox McCloud. Now let's be real. Some of us here are furries, some more than others.
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, I would yiff the hell out of Fox, honestly.
I think that Fox and Wolf are bitter ex-boyfriends.
Oh,
Yes.
it feels like it so much so. Yeah.
Of
Is that-
Fred,
is that-
I can't
is that
let
why?
you do that, Star Fox? Like
So-
that. Oh,
so-
come on, that's a relationship.
I don't know if anybody else in here has ever played the King of Fighters series,
No.
but Fox and Wolf is very much a Kyo Iori situation, but
You're
take it to another
so
degree.
right. Oh my god.
Like Wolf is like, ha ha ha, I'm gonna kill you, Fox, and Fox is like, fucking leave me alone.
And like they act like this, but on the DL, on the down low, you know they like if they fuck, like their rivalry just instantly vanishes. It's like, oh, okay, we just had some unresolved issues.
Well,
This
Fox
whole
is even
time.
like, even has the same, I have a girlfriend, leave me alone.
I'm still maintaining that there was a relationship between Fox and Wolf, and that it broke down because Fox has daddy issues with like James McCloud
Yeah.
that like he cannot get over, and that's what broke the whole relationship, and that's why
Aw.
Wolf now has to hold it against
Well,
him.
Have you seen that
Before I-
YouTube video, A
Before I
Fox
get
in
to my
Space?
verdict, can I actually talk about this for a second? I actually met the guy who made that series.
Yeah. It's
man,
so.
go for
Tell him it's
Go for it.
amazing, and he deserves an award.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. Okay. So I go to this. I when I lived in Tennessee, I frequented, and I still do, whenever I actually get a chance to visit this video game store called Control Freak. I go there. I'm friends with the owners and stuff. It's a great place. The guy who made A
Humble
Fox
brag.
in Space lives in Tennessee, and he stops by there every now and then. And I actually met him on one of those fated visits, and he definitely looks like the guy who would animate A Fox in Space. He is a very handsome man.
ooh.
and one of the owners of Control Freak is also a furry, so those guys got along swimmingly. And and it actually is true. That guy animated. He's done that whole thing pretty much by himself. And
Yeah, he
He
did
is
a video
also a-
where he like recorded himself like putting a bunch of the stuff together, like just a whole live stream of it, and it was really cool.
he's a very humble person too. It's like he was surprised so many people liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
So,
I think when you put that much passion into something, and you really love it, and you spend hours kind of just being like, "Here's my baby," and then it's like, "Whoa, I don't think it can not do well."
And the one last reason I brought this up is because you can probably guess it. Just like I wish I could show a picture because I took a picture with him, but it's on my old phone, so I'd have to go dig it up. But he wears flannel.
Oh man.
Take that
As
now, you-
Canadians, we approve.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, this is very chic.
So yeah, verdict on Fox.
I want to say he's pan because it's hard to be pan it's hard to not be pan when you're in space.
Yeah.
I
Can I
say
quote you on
he's-
that? That's actually a great line. That's like a
I say
tagline
he's-
for "It's hard to not be pan when you're in space."
I think that's a quote from Donald Glover.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be
think I remember
surprised for him to say that.
I think that Fox is surface level straight, but he is struggling with internal issues of as to whether or not he likes guys. I mean, I would
I
also
think
be
it's just-
surface level straight if I came face to face with Crystal though.
Who would
Yeah.
you rather do it with, Fox or Star Wolf?
Wolf, absolutely.
Flippy.
That wasn't an option, Travis.
My attraction to Slippy is so overwhelming that it takes over. It is an option.
Is
You
it
know
bad?
what?
I feel like I'm more of attraction to Falco though, because I feel like he's kind of mean. I'm just like,
you know
oh,
what?
he's like mean to me. Ooh.
I'm throwing a curveball. I'm gonna say Leon. All right, so we're not talking about Pikachu. So let's talk about the extra people, all two of them that we're talking about. First of all, we brushed upon him, but we haven't actually gotten a full discussion. Luigi Mario.
Luigi Mario.
Is that
Wait, they're
for
brothers, aren't they? They're brothers though.
Yeah,
they are.
they're the
They
Mario
are.
brothers. They're Mario and Mario and Luigi Mario.
You never see the film, Mike?
I did, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like, not only did we get Luigi Mario from that, but we got John Leguizamo playing him, and like, anyone played by John Leguizamo has to be at least a little bit queer.
We're looking
So,
at you,
all right, you heard
Sid
it
from
here.
Ice
You heard it here
Age.
first. Kid the Sloth
Oh,
is
no.
queer. Luigi is. I think no matter what he is way too timid to start the relationship. The only situation in which I can see him being straight is if Daisy like approaches him, because she's the type that would do that.
Is he closeted or is he?
I want to say he might be closeted because Mario and Luigi are like, you know, they're known throughout the world. Like they have like all eyes looking on them whenever they do something. So maybe they feel the pressure and like have to hide whatever kind of thing that they got going on.
I mean, Luigi is wearing hand-me-downs from his smaller, older brother, and yet still somehow wearing them. I don't think Luigi's ever seen a closet, honestly.
Oh, that's pretty good.
My favorite Luigi lore in Smash, aside from whatever the fuck his final Smash was in Brawl,
That's him activating the world from JoJo.
is when Snake did the codec call, and then Colonel went all Metal Gear Solid 2 on and riffed on Luigi.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, look at that guy. And Snake's like, that's Luigi. You have to show him some respect.
He's like, he's been living in his brother's shadow for too long. Look how pale he is. So yeah, Luigi, closeted gay?
I think he's closeted gay. I think
That's
he
what I'm
is.
hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, now we have the last 64 man, Captain Falcon.
Oh man.
Captain Fabulous.
Yes.
So Falcon, goddamn, look at that boy.
Captain Falcon, when he's not racing or being a mercenary, is at the gym.
Yeah, and on keto or something. Look at that. He's got crazy definition.
Getting swole.
I think he lives on a diet of protein shakes and poppers, honestly. Like, I think that's like all that goes into
That's why he wears the helmet that covers his eyes, so you can't really see how bloodshot they are.
Oof.
It really is a testament to how long he's been carrying the muscle, because up until the muscle train that was Ryu showed up, he was like the most beefy guy in Smash.
Yeah.
So he's definitely one of the muscle gays. Like, who else in this world other than a muscle gay is going to say the phrase "show me your moves"? Like, that is very much of their type.
Like, nothing about Falcon's behavior screams gay to me, but I also, for some reason, can't see him being straight. I can't pair him up with a woman. I can't think of one.
He's one of those, like, gay Republicans, you know? Those, like, self-hating gays.
Oh no!
Don't
not
you
the
do that to
Not
him!
the log cabin Republicans.
Yes, that's the phrase I was looking for. Yes.
That is not him!
Can we just say that Captain Falcon's bi because he's also in space and there's also a bunch of aliens around?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you know what? That's the best point so far. Have you seen how colorful the rest of the F-Zero cast is?
There is
There's
just
no way
a
you're
lizard
bi.
man hanging out.
Did you? Oh, by the way, did you know that there's just a human version of Fox McCloud's dad in F-Zero?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, James McCloud is a human in F-Zero.
It's just a normal looking dude, but like he has his hair styled to look like fox ears and he's wearing the sunglasses.
Oh no.
That's
and
wrong.
And his name is just James McCloud.
That makes me so uncomfortable.
It should, because in Star Fox, one of the DS one, not the 64 remake, but the normal DS one that not everyone likes. There's like a weird non-canon ending where Crystal breaks up with Fox, and he's so sad that Falco's like, "Hey, bro, let's get out of here. Let's quit being like mercenaries. Let's go race F-Zero cars," and they do.
Yeah, that happens.
Wow.
Yeah. F-Zero and Star Fox are basically in the same universe.
All right, so that is the 64 cast. Now we move on to Melee. We move on to Big Boy Man himself, Bowser.
Ooh.
No, wait, no, you skipped one.
What about Peach?
Oh,
Hey, you skipped Peach.
okay, yeah, let's do Peach first.
Princess Peach. Or like Queen, honestly. Look at her.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we just say that she's straight because she doesn't really have too much going on?
Yeah, I
Other
mean,
than-
she
other than, like,
I don't know.
I think she's the king of getting captured. I don't know. She doesn't have it so many times.
I mean, that has nothing to do with her sexuality. It just happened. That's just her being freaky.
I mean,
Yeah, maybe she's into kink and bondage.
there's there's also the thing with Peach and Bowser, like that theory
Yeah.
that they're just trying to escape together, and Mario's the one that's fucking it up. Still makes.
I mean,
like a really girly. She's a girly girl,
Yeah.
and that's fun. That's very. She was one of the first to do it.
I think it needs to be said, Peach is a fruit.
You know what? Peach is a fruit.
Just saying. It's undeniable logic there.
Next, you'll tell me Daisy's a flower.
No, Daisy's been deflowered, let me tell you.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, but like by who?
We'll never know.
Luigi? Is because like it's because
No,
on Rule
Luigi wouldn't
34.
put out.
Yeah,
Luigi
so
wouldn't put out,
who?
so she went to Waluigi.
oh yeah, is that why he's like not in Smash Bros at all?
Yeah, they had a bad falling out. It was super awkward.
Daisy wanted to peg Waluigi, and it's the screenshot of like him from Mario Golf. You won this hole.
Oh no.
Peach is the loveliest straight lady to ever be.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? We could also talk about Daisy because that's her echo, but I think we already have.
Yeah, Daisy's that tomboy lesbian that everybody knows and loves. Like she's girly and everything because she's a princess too. But like, look at how she animates and conducts herself. That's a tomboy if I've ever seen one.
If she's ever with a dude, she's always got the strap on her.
No, and if she's ever with the dude, she's making him work out with her.
You know, there we go. That's what it is.
I mean, like, is Daisy even that girly, honestly, to be a princess? Because, like, she's a white girl wearing a yellow dress. She knows shit about fashion. Like, it does not compliment her skin tone.
I think it's implied that Daisy, like, normally has a tan, but sometimes she stays indoors too much and, like, that tan goes away. I say because I have that.
Do you often wear yellow dresses?
No, but yellow is, like, one of my favorite colors.
Okay.
Alright, so now we do Big Boy Man Bowser.
Big boy booze.
So don't gay Bowser.
Gay. Yeah.
Is
God,
that
I
just-
hope he's gay.
Is that just it? Is that the fastest one?
Yeah, Bowser. Next.
Now we talked about all the times where he's kidnapped Peach, and everyone's like, "Well, there has to be something there. Why would he? Why? Why would he? He gains nothing from it.
He gains
I
status, is what he gains.
Exactly.
Nothing.
No,
He's
it's an image
still
he
the
has
king
to
of the
put up.
Koopas at the end of the day. Nothing
He just
changes if he kidnaps Peach.
He's just wants
Yeah, but it's
money.
important for family values, right? That he, as a leader, he shows that he is looking for a wife for his kids. You know.
That's true. He has like 9 kids. He's basically a Duggar.
So you want to know something real wild? None of the
Oh, no.
Koopalings are his kids.
Wait, then where did they come from?
They just exist.
They
I mean,
just
you can
showed
say that
up
about a
and
lot of
then-
things, but
and
where
he's
did they
like,
come
sure.
from?
That's unacceptable. They need to come from something.
Where did the other Koopas come from? That's where they came from too.
My favorite part about Bowser kidnapping Peach, my favorite one was in Super Mario Sunshine, where he kidnaps her, basically gets away with it for like 95% of the game, and then when you finally see what he's doing, like he's like in a lava hot tub, and he's like, get in, and she's like, I can't, I'll die, and he's like, well, what the fuck?
What the fuck, bitch?
All right, so Bowser, God, that I really don't know.
There's a lot to
I want to.
unpack.
He's a bye daddy. That's what I say. He's a bye daddy.
I could see that.
Is that because
I
at the
think-
end of
I
each
think it'd
game,
be
Mario's just like, bye, daddy?
I feel like because he's is he romantically interested in Peach though? Is that like because then he would be like
I mean, in the Paper Mario games, he definitely is.
yeah, so he could be like romantically interested in women, but like sexually interested in men,
I
but not realizing it.
Yeah. See, we've had this like not realization. We've had this conclusion for several characters where it's like sometimes they'll be bi with like a way bigger preference in one over the other, but there's also ones who are like, you know, like romantically they're this and that, but sexually they're that and this.
So you're saying that in Paper Mario, Bowser was attracted to Peach, like romantically interested in her?
Yes.
Yeah, he said it is I who nuts to that.
No.
I think
I doubt.
I think it's really telling that the two-dimensional version of Bowser is the one that's romantically interested in her, but the more fleshed out three-dimensional version of Bowser has more going on. There's more nuance there.
There's also Super Paper Mario where Bowser's literally trying to get Peach to marry him.
It's true,
I think
but he
he's
does that.
just
He does that in Odyssey too.
I
Oh yeah,
feel
that's
like I feel like he's trying to get Mario's attention in not necessarily in all games, but in some theories, in some games.
Okay. Oh, I got it.
Theory.
He's attracted to men, but that's easy to him. He wants to be attracted to women. Like, he feels that he is, but he has absolutely no idea how to go about it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, kidnapping seems to be what he thinks.
He's
Right?
gay and trying to prove that he's bi.
He's like,
Yes. Yes,
she
that
makes
is
me
it.
feel things. He's like, what are you gonna do next? I don't know.
Yes.
That's
No, I am 100% on board with that.
Now we do the last Mario character in this, Dr. Mario, who, for clarification, is not normal Mario. He's just a dude who is also Mario, but is a doctor. Like, Mario, the Super Mario brother, could actually go to the doctor and see Dr. Mario.
Okay, so Dr. Mario is the one who went to college instead of
Became a plumber, yes.
yeah. So it's an
He
alternate
actually did some of his life.
where
I don't like giving my parents the idea that there is an alternate universe version of me that did go and become a doctor. I don't want to give them that kind of hope. So I'm having trouble here.
fair.
So what do we say about a doctor?
I feel like Dr. Mario is so upstanding that he would never get sexually involved with any of his patients, and he sees the world as his patients. So he's asexual. He's celibate and or asexual, one of the two. I don't know which.
I say asexual because you can be professional and not be celibate. You know he's getting somebody because he makes a lot of money.
Yes. And no one's gonna ignore that. Although, to be fair, what kind of doctor work is Mario getting? Because, you know, he's got the lab coat on, he's got all the stuff on, but he's also wearing jeans. So what kind of place is he working at?
It's a
I
family
know.
practice.
Could be
It's loose over there.
one of those hip, cool doctors.
Yeah, this
Who
Now,
wears
isn't the whole-
jeans?
Yeah.
Isn't the whole point of Dr. Mario like he shoves pills down your throat until like you can't take anymore?
Yeah, he's like a actor.
I hope not.
Isn't that like kind of the whole game? It's just you're stacking pills inside of your stomach until eventually it reaches the top Tetris tile.
It's
yeah,
a
but
bottom.
it works.
That's how
it
doctors
works,
do it.
though.
I'd rather have a doctor shove pills down my throat than a mean bean machine shoving beans down my throat.
There we go. That's how we connect it all. We've done the Marios in Melee. Now we do Ganondorf, the only male Gerudo for 100 years. Ganondorf.
He's definitely got lady issues. That's for sure.
Well, that's the thing. He had a pick of any Gerudo woman he ever could have wanted because literally every Gerudo woman is available and eligible because there are no men. And he still
just
isn't interested in
the
any of them.
Gerudo woman he wanted, and he went with the white woman.
God.
I think he was raised by TERFs as well. Like, just the Gerudos are all,
Ooh.
like, all women who have to be
that
their
is-
own version of women, and, like, no other version of femininity is acceptable.
That is-
It's an old gay man raised by TERFs, racist against his own kind, obsessed with the white woman.
Now, we all could be reading way too much into this. He could just be an asshole.
Yeah. although to be fair, with everything that he just listed off, that does pretty much equate to asshole.
Now, also, I feel like we should also specify we are talking about the version that's in Ultimate, which is the Ocarina of Time Ganondorf. So, yeah. If this was Breath of the Wild Ganondorf, though, oh my god, this is a completely different conversation. Ganondorf. Yeah, okay, so we've established he's a prick, but, like, what is he, like, on the sexuality scale? This one, I think he is only into women. This version.
So I think we can just say Ganondorf's just an asshole.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he hasn't earned the right to a sexuality. He's just a dick.
Doesn't earn the
Do
right.
not pass go. Do not collect sexuality. Go to jail.
I don't know what board games you played as a kid, but can I play them, please?
All right, now we move on to a much more fun discussion. We talk about Falco.
Falco
Well,
is.
I think I already made it very clear that Falco is hot. Mostly because he's like a little mean, you know?
I love that you don't have an answer for the question, but you really do feel the need to bring up again that he's hot.
I would say he's probably gay, but not like nonchalantly gay. Like he's very like he's like discreet gay.
I feel like Falco strikes me as one of those like straight-ish bi guys who like defines themselves as hetero-flexible. That like, yeah, I'm straight, I just sleep with guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It also fits into the canon of how I perceive him. Like Falco just seems like that really cool black dude everybody wants to be.
All right, so we got Falco. Now we have a difficult discussion coming. We have the Ice Climbers.
They kind of strike me as having like a Donnie Marie Osmond vibe, like a like brother sister wife kind of thing. I think I just heard my boyfriend explode in the other room, just trying to figure out what the hell I was talking about.
I got no objections to that.
You have no objections to the analysis or to the relationship?
To the analysis.
Yes. Yes.
I have no objections to your anal cyst.
If we really want to stretch here, we can assume, take a look at them, take a look at their attire. Maybe they are actually Inuit or some kind of indigenous tribe, in which case they could be Two-Spirit.
If they are Inuit, they definitely don't fuck.
Why?
It's too cold.
No, you know what it is? I got it. It's the ultimate. If they're Inuit, then they were cast in the live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie because look at them. They are so white.
Yeah.
We've gotten all the discussion that we can get out of them, so let's move on.
Please.
Let's move on to Zelda.
Okay.
And
Okay.
because we're going with the Smash Ultimate one, we're talking about Link to the Past / Link Between Worlds Zelda because they're the same one.
Can I pitch a theory here?
You can pitch your theory.
Okay.
Game theory. Sorry.
I'm thinking, because going through like the Smash canon, we had Zelda and Sheik as two sides of the same coin, and then split off. I think that Zelda is an AFAB bigender person who their two ideas of bigender were so aggressively at odds that they split into two people and became cis Zelda and trans Sheik. Like, they were one person, but so aggressively bigender they managed to split into two people.
That's a wild ass theory, and I kind of like it.
That's a very wild ass theory, but the only thing I think, and for the Ultimate cast anyway, that kind of like spreads it apart is that this is Link to the Past Zelda, and Sheik is still very unambiguously Ocarina of Time Sheik, because Sheik's never appeared again. Zelda's weird because she's different in every single game, whereas Link is mostly the same, like with a few exceptions. Like, Zelda changes every time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's gender fluid. That's where her powers come from.
I think depending on the Zelda that you talk about, you do a very wildly different sexuality interpretations. But like as far as Link to the Past Zelda goes, I don't know. I don't see much here. I think she's just straight.
But you know what Link to the Past Zelda is? She's very cute.
Very cute.
I mean, she's pretty fierce. She can protect herself.
Sheik is a trans man wearing a binder. That is, I will die on this hill.
That's actually probably canon that they're wearing a binder.
It's not.
Well, I mean,
it's
look
also
at them.
not
Look at the
even
rap.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm
even just
inclined
the
to
binder
agree.
that's canon. I actually accept the trans man thing is true because she is unambiguously changing her gender to detect being seen with magic. That's how strong Ocarina of Time Zelda's magic.
She transes her gender.
So yeah, I accept that Sheik is trans man. Absolutely. The question is what's her preference though?
What's Sheik into?
What's Sheik's preference?
Sheik is like really into music because that's basically all Sheik does throughout Ocarina of Time is teach Link music. Doesn't
Yes.
really do anything else. I think he's a rocker dude. I think Sheik is totally a rocker dude.
Yeah, I can see that.
Long hair, braided in the back, all about the music.
I say that Sheik is trans man attracted to women, with the exception of Link, because again, everyone wants to fuck Link.
Yes. Now it's oh no, landline. What's going on?
A landline.
We have a guest caller. Who's on the line?
Is it an actual person? No, it's like a telemarketer. Never mind. Now we move on to a very weird discussion. Let's talk Mewtwo. Mewtwo is an adult who is able to speak, so Mewtwo passes the Harkness test.
But yeah, isn't Mewtwo also genderless as well?
Yes.
When Mewtwo
Yeah, fun
speaks, he has
fact.
like a man's voice, doesn't he?
It depends on which Mewtwo you're talking about, because if you're talking like original Mewtwo, yes. If you're talking like the one in the Genesect movie, I think that's a woman's voice. If you're also talking about the Detective Pikachu movie, it's both a man and woman's voice.
Yeah, if we're talking Detective Pikachu Mewtwo, I would say bigender. If we're talking like original series Mewtwo, I'm gonna take some flack for this one, but I'm gonna say that it's one of those pretentious liberal arts majors who thinks that they've like transcended gender, that they don't actually have any gender at all, that they don't have a sexuality, they're just above it all.
See, what's funny is that like Mewtwo would say that, but he would take it very seriously.
Alright, I'm about to ruin
He's like
Mewtwo.
the one anime character who would have like a god complex.
Alright guys, I'm about to ruin
Really,
Mewtwo
is.
for everybody. Here we go.
No.
Do your best.
Mewtwo is a genetic experiment created solely for power. Created
Oh
to be
no! Oh, I see it. I see where it's going.
created to be the strongest specimen of his species. Strongest
Would you
life
say he was developed to be?
has powerful abilities that transcend anything that anybody around him is able to do. Has a lot of angst. Has a tragic backstory. Has attachment to a human before tragedy struck. Let's face it, Mewtwo is Shadow the Hedgehog.
There it is.
Mewtwo is asexual. He don't give a fuck.
Yes, there we go. Now we move on to an even weirder discussion. Mr. Game & Watch.
Oh my god.
Mr. Game & Watch and Lucina are two of the flattest characters Nintendo has ever created.
Oh, that's mean and true.
Mr. Game & Watch is straight and he fucks. I'm sorry to break it to you.
I can definitely see that.
Here's why I say this. He is never unemployed.
Yes, he's got someone at home to support.
I think that Mr. Game & Watch is heterosexual, but is a trans man, because who else puts their fucking Mr. or Mrs. in their name? Like, this is a guy who's like, God damn it, stop misgendering me. I am Mr. Game & Watch, god damn it.
I'll tell you who
Little
else.
shit.
Miss Pac-Man.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, there we go. You know what Mr. Game & Watch would give his partner? He would give them a stick job.
That's good.
That's
good.
so unpleasant.
It is very unpleasant. It's very painful.
Since we're skipping Pichu and we're skipping Young Link, that means there's only two other characters left in Melee.
And these two characters, we can kind of knock them out together because they're kind of the similar answers. Marth and Roy, the Fire Emblems.
Roy's straight. Let's get that out of the way.
Yes, Roy is straight. You can't wear weird boots like he does in Ultimate if he wasn't straight.
Roy is a fire boy, and most fire boys are straight. So Fire Marth is straight. What about Marth himself?
It's really hard to say because a lot of people would say like, oh, Marth is, it's like he's girly because look, he's got the tiara on his head. That's our headband, whatever. But like, Marth, without a doubt, fucks.
I mean, he's got to have kids. Like, I think it's Superman's mom and Batman's mom are all named Marth, and
I think Marth is bisexual. That's what I think.
I think he's a flat earther.
He
No, do not.
no.
Well, I mean, from
No.
the time period he's from, that's fine.
every time I played a Fire Emblem game, I have always had a top-down view of the land. I haven't seen any curvature.
Oh my
I can't blame him for thinking
No.
it's flat Earth.
No, what did I do?
That's fair.
Yeah, I think Marth is too pretty to just be straight. That's me.
Yeah. Alright, we are done with Melee. Now we go to Brawl, the one that got everyone hyped for about a year.
Until Project M came and basically rewrote it.
Yes. And now we start with a very fun little boy, very fun to talk about, interesting lad, Pitt from Kid Icarus.
Pitt is a war veteran.
Pitt is a war veteran who looks 16, even though he's like several hundreds of years old.
At the very least, even if you don't take angelic like differences between him and humans, like at the very least he's 30, because that is the time period between the first Kid Icarus game and Uprising, apparently.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I think he's just the cutest thing.
He's also light speed stupid. He can't read. He doesn't pick up on a lot of things.
Oh, really?
But that makes him adorable.
That's okay.
So I haven't played the
Wait,
games.
he's
I've only played him in Smash Bros. But is that his his personality in his own proprietary game?
He's pretty dense. He canonically is illiterate.
Yeah.
Wow, I feel like I'm really connecting to Pitt on a level I didn't even know was possible.
I mean, if we're talking guy who is like 30 plus but still looks like he's 16, is dumb as a bag of rocks, that does describe a lot of twinks in my city. Like, I gotta be honest.
Do you want to do Dark Pit in the same discussion or no?
Yes, because Dark Pit is essentially the same as normal Pit, except that he's all edge.
He's Pit, but he's mean.
I
That's
feel
it.
like he's the alter ego.
I like to think he's a power bottom.
Okay, you know what? I'm much more into Dark Pit then, because I like from the
second
Falco
you
that
said mean.
yeah, you
second
had
you
me
said
at like a
mean.
little mean, yeah.
Don't get it twisted though. Dark Pit is also very stupid and also illiterate.
No, you know what? That takes away from it, because I feel like if you're gonna be mean to me, you better have something to back it up.
Well, Dark Pit does a much better job of hiding it.
Yeah.
Yes.
He pretends he's all smart. He
Pit
has a higher
is just
ego.
no thought, head empty.
I'm really grateful that you guys have played these games, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff when it comes to either like Pit's games or we were talking about the Metroid games before. I'm learning a lot.
I played Kid Icarus Uprising, and I have the whittled down thumb to prove it.
Oof.
Oh god.
So what's the verdict on Pit? I mean, like, obviously he's Twink Supreme, but like, what is he? I think Pit very much has a preference. I think he is very much into older women.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is why he probably has no interest in Veriti.
Yeah, who
Oh.
actually is like into him in like a tsundere type of way, but like he seems like the type who really likes older women.
Veriti, if you don't know, guys, is the Earth Goddess in Kid Icarus Uprising. She's very small, and her whole personality is tsundere, who would much rather just do away with humanity just so nature can, nature is healing, human is the virus.
Also, since we don't have like new Snake codec for like this game, or we didn't have any in Smash 4 because Snake wasn't there, we had the Palutena's guide segments. Do you remember those?
Yes.
Where like most of the time it was Pit and Palutena, but sometimes Veriti would chime in, and most of the time, pretty much every time, she shits on Pit because that's what kind of a girl she is.
But also, there's those times when she is talking about a specific male character and she is all over them. Like,
yeah.
I think Roy specifically is
specifically Link and Roy. So Pit, I think Pit is straight. I think Dark Pit could go either way.
Yeah, I feel like Dark Pit has more depth.
Alright, now we have the Grape of Wrath himself, Meta Knight.
I think Meta Knight is a bug chaser. I'm just gonna say it.
Well, I mean, there's no proof saying that he's not. It's important to note that Meta Knight is older than Kirby, and Meta Knight is unquestionably a mature adult who takes things very seriously.
That's true. He just seems kind of aloof. Like, he seems like the kind that just doesn't seem to be very sexually interested or active.
Yeah, that's what I asked. Like, does he fuck? Like,
Would a straight man wear a cape?
You'd be surprised either how many do or how many do and say that they're straight, but they might not.
Just look at him. He's mask for mask. Literally, he's got the mask.
Well, to be fair, the mask is only because he doesn't want to be seen as a Kirby, even though he is one.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
hard
that's
to
pretty
take-
telling of the gay community.
Well, it's hard to be taken seriously when you're a babby.
Actually, I think because there's more backstory to Kirby's alien species in the anime that there's only 15 episodes of in English, and the rest of them were not anywhere close to being dubbed. But I think when there's like backstory of like, oh, it's the rest of the Star Warriors and they're going to fight the space war against people. I think the majority of them did wear masks. I think it's just Kirby who's the weird one who isn't wearing one.
Kirby would just eat it.
Yeah.
Kirby's a revolutionary. Kirby threw the first brick at Stonewall, just saying.
I don't know. I don't know much about Meta Knight. I was just curious, why does he have fingers?
He doesn't. It's not really fingers. I think that's just a glove. Those are just gloves that he's wearing.
He's pretending to be more badass with fingers. Okay, thank you.
And also like it's easier to like grip a sword when you have thumbs.
So wait, he's wearing glove. I guess he's not a bug chaser.
I think Meta Knight's just asexual because like he's very serious. He doesn't really have time for any time for foolish games. Any time for any pleasantries.
I ain't got no time for the fucking.
I need to make that my grinder bio. I ain't got no time for the fucking.
We've done Meta Knight. Now we move on to the man who fights for his friends, Ike.
Funny because both versions of Ike are in this game.
Yes, there's Twunk and Hunk Ike. The only real difference between them is like 2 years because that's like the age difference between them in the 2 games.
Ike is not a twink. No, Twunk is absolutely appropriate.
Yes, because he's skinny, but he's also got some beef on him.
And then there's Honk Ike, which is just a JoJo character, or like
Yes.
Guts from Berserk. I think that he is, if he is into women at all, it's only strong women.
Yeah. I
He
can
likes
see that.
women that can kick. He likes women that can kick his ass.
You know what's funny? You say that, and now I'm just imagining him getting with a very specific character from one of the Radiance games that Ike is in. I don't know which game she's in, but it's a spear user. Her name's Nephany. Can we just say maybe straight, maybe bi?
Is
I don't
he
know.
like a Shawn Mendes type? And like, listen, we all wish he was gay, but we can't push that on him, so let's just let him be him. And like,
Let's
let him come
go.
out on his own time.
I think.
Yeah.
First of all,
let's go.
Shawn Mendes is a hell of a comparison, but I think that's the case. Yeah.
Let's go with bi because I feel like no
Bi.
matter who he ends up with, guy or girl or whatever, he respects strength.
All right. Now we have a very, very fun man to talk about. Snake.
Power bottom. Power bottom.
Snake.
Are you telling me this man double cheeked up on a Friday afternoon is a bottom?
Snake is that bachelor single dad.
Dad is a very good term to describe him as.
Absolutely. This guy even in his age chases the tail. He is very good at following asses.
Yes. An actual quote from one of the games, which he says because it helps him figure out what to do, is him saying, "Yeah, you got a great butt."
Was he
I don't
talking to
know that.
Quiet? Who is he talking to?
He was talking to Meryl because, first of all, yes, she does have a good butt, but it's also like it also helped him because it's like, oh, I knew that was Meryl because like she was in disguise, but I could recognize that butt from half a mile away.
I mean, I get the feeling that like it's Snake, so he's into something problematic like stealthing.
No. No.
I'm subscribed to this.
I don't know what you expected when you brought me on. Puns. Puns are all I'm good for.
If it was Big Boss, then maybe, because Big Boss is very problematic.
Are there any, like, again, I haven't played.
Oh, there's a lot of Metal Gear Solid that you have to work through in order to like get any kind of proof of anything. But it is very agreed upon by fans that if Snake is anything, he's gay, but he's also asexual, and he's in a sexless marriage with Otacon.
All right.
Yeah, I can get down with that.
Sounds
Wow,
right.
there is a lot to unpack there.
And that they technically adopted a girl in Metal Gear Solid 4 named Sunny.
Now, I
Sunny D?
say he's probably bisexual because Otacon, of course, you can't deny that. But like
Yes.
in the codec calls in Brawl, he hits on girls a lot, particularly Samus. That's where that ship comes from.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Make no mistake, even in that ship, though, he is also still power bottom.
Next, we have more fun characters to talk about. King DDD.
Talk about a sex icon.
Oh, he's a big old
He's got a crazy daddy vibe going on.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Look at his like crouching pose.
He literally gives blowjobs in the game. Is it? I get it's a suck job. It's a suck job. Whatever.
I didn't want to say. I don't want to be the one to say this, but I think if you were to bring up Kirby again, and
Yeah,
I think they're both into war. I don't. It is
I
what it
think
is.
DDD is gay. That's what I think.
Yeah, I could see DDD as gay.
Oh yeah, he's
And
a
here's
big
my
gay daddy.
And here's my thing: it's not even anything from the games. It's specifically because his dub voice is like Boss Hog.
It's got a clobber that there Kirby. Anyway, DDD, probably gay, definitely daddy. Hey, speaking of daddy, we have Wolf.
Oh man,
The answer is yes.
All the above.
Yeah.
Wolf will make you a furry. It helps that in both games he has a really hot voice.
Yes.
Because in like Brawl, he had like that twangy cowboy voice for some reason, but it still worked for him. And in this voice, they just went full daddy with him.
I think Wolf made Link into a furry. Like, I think Twilight Princess happened because of Wolf.
But anyway, Wolf himself, what is Wolf?
Well, he's in space, so he's pan. Isn't that the rule?
Yeah.
I believe.
You know what? Yeah.
And-
You know what? Yeah, that's true.
I will say he's pan, but he probably, if he has any preference, it might be for guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he has been with women in the past, and he's not against it. But like his obsession with Fox is a little telling.
Anyway, speaking of furries, Lucario.
Now, as someone who has dabbled in a furry, I do not, for the life of me, understand the fascination with Lucario. I don't get it.
It's because, first of all, his design is mostly good, except for the fact that he has a normal person mouth, and just like his snout is not a snout; it's just a big nose.
Yeah.
I don't like that he has the
Step
spike on
carefully,
his
because
chest.
Lucario's my main.
Oh, okay, all right. Well,
So he is.
tell
So
us-
he's
why don't you
the
tell us the appeal of Lucario then?
The appeal of Lucario, I can tell you from a functional perspective, but because honestly, it's because he looks like my cat.
No, I mean, I think that Lucario is like the incarnation of toxic masculinity. His two types are steel, cold, hard, unfeeling steel, and fighting. Like, that is it. That is Lucario. All of his moves are reactionary. Like, he is straight bro toxic masculinity.
I guess the thing about Lucario's design that sets me off is the spike on the chest. How am I supposed to cuddle that? Is there any sexuality that we want to assign this spike dog?
Straight.
You know what? Yeah, I think I will just go straight.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
Because even though he's a special Pokemon, the only thing that makes him special is that he talks and that he was in a movie.
I say he's gay because of all the pictures I've seen moving.
You know what? I have to say this because I've heard it mentioned several times. It's like, I think this character's gay because I've seen these pictures of these dojins. I have to say it. It's like that post that I saw on Tumblr so many times, and it's like someone talking about how, like, Hanzo from Overwatch has a very rich backstory, and like you can't really compare him to any other first-person shooter character. And someone responded with, "Gay porn of him with McCree is not backstory."
The greatest trick that the devil ever pulled on mankind was convincing people that Overwatch had lore.
We're going from a character that Flaw doesn't get the appeal of to one he very much gets the appeal of, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Hell yeah, my boy! The purest boy.
So the funny thing about Sonic is that, like, depending on what source material you're looking at, his age is all over the place. His only real listed age is in Sonic Heroes, and that's 15, and that's only one game out of who knows how many.
I think in like a lot of source material, his age ranges wildly between like 15 to 18. So
Yeah, so
it's all
we're
over
going
the
with
place.
that.
But I think it's fair to say, like, Sonic's like the type of person who knows what he wants, and he just wants freedom. So I don't imagine him being tied down to a relationship very often, but like
he's very much into casual relationships.
yes. I think
Amy?
he actually does like girls, but like not Amy because she's too young.
Yes.
That's why he pushes her away, not because he doesn't like her, because like, girl, you're too. No, I'm not getting tangled up in this. Get away.
I imagine him like being attracted to Knuckles, but not wanting to do fisting, so they couldn't really do anything. I mean, I would say that Sonic probably is into men, except if you're in a movie with James Marsden and you don't sleep with him, girl, what are you doing?
He did sleep with them. Remember, they are in a hotel room together.
Yeah, but nothing happened.
Well, yeah,
You say that.
he took a shower.
Yeah.
You know stuff goes down, man.
That hot Sonic the Hedgehog the movie shower scene. That's all of 30 milliseconds.
I think we can agree that regardless of whether he's gay or straight, Sonic does not last very long in bed.
Both him and the Flash have the same problem. They're the fastest things alive.
Quicksilver too.
Yeah, Sonic. I think no matter what, he's like a casual. Like he seems like he's kind of a hippie, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
That is very actually like true to the source material, to the canon.
He's like an environmentalist. He's all about
Sonic is
saving
an
animals.
environmentalist.
And Sonic is consistently a freedom fighter. I stand Sonic. Alright, so we're almost through with Brawl, actually, but I noticed there's one that you seem to have purposely glossed over.
Uh-oh.
Because I don't think it would be very appropriate to talk about a child monkey.
No,
I
I'm
was
not
thinking
talking about Diddy.
Wario.
I'm not talking about Diddy Kong. I'm talking Wario.
Oh, he's next.
Wait, is Diddy Kong confirmed a
I
child?
was gonna talk about Wario next.
Wario's a piece of shit.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that's pretty much it.
he can't be gay because his facial hair is just out of control.
But here's the thing about Wario. I don't think he cares all that much. Like he's only
think he's
ever had.
asexual.
He's only
I
ever
think he's
had
asexual.
one. He's only ever had one. Cause like Wario's been in a bunch of stuff, like games, and like he's had like that one anime short thing about Wario Land. Do you remember that one?
He's got so much free time because he's not getting laid.
Like Wario Land, Shake It, and everything, and all that. Like in almost all of his source material, there's like only one. There's like only one source where like he's paired with like a female love interest, like his own princess, you know, like and only one of those has he not like treated her like garbage, or like just shoved her aside because money, you know, because that's what he's about.
Money!
That's what Mario's actually attracted to is money. Like there's like in one of the, I forget which one it was. I think it was Shake It, where it's like, you have to save our kingdom, please do the other one. And he's like, nah, I don't fucking care, I'm Wario, man. And then she's like, but, and it's like, please, if you don't like our land and our treasures will be gone. He's like, treasure, where is it? Give it to me. You know, that's who Wario is.
So the
Yeah.
only thing that he's sexually attracted to is capitalism.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? Being a capitalist is worse than being straight.
Oh,
That's
100%.
That's a joke, Pearl. Don't worry about it.
I was.
I should specify that Pearl is our straight ally, our
Hello.
very first straight ally.
Sorry.
No,
Don't say that.
you're good. You're good, Pearl. We like.
She's very good. Yes.
There's a commercial, an old like Wario commercial for like his Game Boy Advance game, I think. It happened during the holiday season, and it's a big shopping mall, and it's filled with a bunch of people, and Wario is on the intercom, and he's like, "Attention, shoppers! We don't like you. We like your money, but not you." That's Wario.
That sounds like him. That
At
sounds
least
like
he's
something
honest.
he'd say.
At least he's honest.
Now we have Rob the Robot. What do we say about Rob a Robot?
He's a
Agender, asexual.
he's
Moving
always
on.
Next.
The last little boy that there is, Olimar. What do we say about this 1-inch tall spaceman?
He's running a sex cult.
It's gotta be Pan, right?
I mean, he has to be. His entire cult they're made of like weird little creatures.
I mean, it could be the exact opposite. He could be asexual. Like, he is so uninterested in the hypersexualized society that we live in that he just went to another fucking planet. Like, I cannot deal with any of you people. I'm gonna go live with some indigenous tribe in the middle of nowhere who does not subscribe to this.
He's like, I have to learn fucking 200 gender terms. Fuck this. I'm going to Jupiter.
So it's funny that you're all saying this. Olimar's married and with kids.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
Say
Yeah.
what?
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. What?
He's just a normal astronaut man who got stuck on a random planet during a mission gone bad. But anyway, Olimar is still pan because it's space,
It's space, yeah.
but he is married with children. Now we move on to the one that got everyone hyped for longer than a year, Smash 4.
It helps that everybody in this game isn't Dulcim.
Yes.
Everybody in Brawl is so floaty.
Now we start with someone very strong, both literally and metaphorically, because it's a very good pick. Rosalina.
Big lesbian energy.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Big Mama.
Everybody loves this character.
Everybody loves Rosalina.
Everyone loves her.
Agree.
but
Big
no one-
lesbian energy.
Everybody loves Rosalina, but nobody wants to play as her. She's also canonically one of the strongest characters on this entire roster.
Yeah, no. Rosalina is straight up just the god of the Mario universe.
She's like top 5 easy.
So is that all we can say about Rosalina?
Big lesbian energy.
Not just big lesbian energy, big lesbian mommy energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm.
Now we have the strongest man in the world who is exactly 5 feet tall, Little Mac. What do we say about this person who is canonically from New York?
Little Mac is straight.
Little Mac is straight. You're right.
Little Mac is a straight manlet.
Manlet is very correct.
I feel like
Yes.
Little Mac's the kind of character who he'd download Grindr, sort of like toy with the idea, and then delete it.
He wouldn't take it seriously, no.
Yeah, he wouldn't even have a profile picture. He would just download it, be like, no, and then just go back to boxing.
Now we go from straight manlet to green hair goddess waifu lady, Palutena.
Waifu supreme right here.
She seems like one of those like aged lesbian elders, you know, like the really wise ones who have to lead our community.
Oh, ancient lesbian. like lesbian elder. What is your knowledge that you bestow upon us? Walled cold and hard, titty soft and warm.
But you get it. You get it.
Valentina is bisexual as hell.
You think
Yes.
I think.
Because like, even though like her and Pitt's relationship is more or less professional, she loves fucking with him.
Yeah.
Oh, she adores it. No, Palatina's a troll. Not just that, but also like in addition to like her relationship with Pitt, like most of the goddesses or like she knows most of them pretty well, and most of them are also chicks. There's a lot of them. Like there's Phosphora, there's Viridi, there's also Pandora. I mean, Pandora's not technically a god, but a goddess. But like the only other person like I feel like she has a whole lot of knowledge on that she likes is, I mean, or at least tolerates, is like Hades, and Hades is daddy as hell.
Yes, this is very true.
I don't know. She just seems very open sexually. Like she doesn't seem like a prude, you know.
If it weren't for the fact that she cooked the food that she made that accidentally came to life, she maybe would, if they were into it. We go from green hair goddess to white haired spell person, Robin.
I really like Robin. God damn it.
You see, now we're treading the territory where we have characters can be either gender because they're the
Yes.
protagonist. So, do we need to specify or no?
We don't really need to because they're not different characters. It's just like what their appearance and what their pronouns are
Okay.
that are different.
Gender fluid.
I feel like either Robin is straight.
Yeah, because because that's kind of just how the game is. Like even in the
Yep.
Japanese version, where they didn't cut out like any same-sex relationship options. Like Robin is still only possible to be you could only possibly pair Robin with a man or woman depending on their gender.
They just seem like a very no-nonsense type of person.
This is not getting into spoilers. There's some big spoilers that kind of change things up, but don't worry about it. We're not talking about that. The game doesn't, so we're not.
Okay.
Wii Fit Trainer. Wii Fit Trainer is weird because Wii Fit Trainer is more or less just like it's not really a character, but you know, she's just a physical representation of getting fit.
I personally don't like her, but it's just me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Opinion?
Get out. Get out.
That's the one thing I say and I have to leave.
Well, I mean, they're also gender fluid. They could you could be Wii Fit
Yes.
Trainer, or you could be the guy version, Dude Protea. But
But who
I
has
feel
ever
like
selected him?
I have.
me? I've done that.
Really?
I've done
Oh,
that in
interesting.
tournament. As far as sexuality goes, I really don't know. It could really go either way, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to just default to bisexual, but like I really can't say.
That's the thing. Wii Fit Trainer isn't really a character. It's just a person who's like, hey, get fit.
I don't know, they kind
Okay.
of strike me as like a crunchy granola hippie, kind of like pushes crystals and supplements and that kind of thing.
I'm gonna say bisexual. That's my final verdict.
I think that could work. Now, do we talk about Villager?
Yes. We have to. He holds
How do we
spot
know?
of public office. We have to.
Is annoying a sexuality?
You know what? I think we can't just say annoying. We go to it's. I have a question. I have a question for you guys. It's to are you feeling it? Because I'm really feeling it.
Now it's show time.
I mean, no straight man owns those booty shorts.
Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
I associate
I mean,
those like booty shorts with someone dancing on a float during Pride and like just being so thankful that like thanks Chase Manhattan for sponsoring this, and it's like, yeah, Pride was supposed to be a riot. Just saying.
Jeez. Chase Manhattan.
That's the gayest joke I've heard in a while.
Ooh.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. Though no straight man owns a pair of booty shorts like that.
Mhm.
He might be bi because, like, you look at the people that he hangs out with. He's got Dunban with his cape and his sword.
And it's
You've got he also hangs out with Ricky, this small, weird, like ear-handed, like rabbit creature who undeniably fucks
The game makes sure that you know he fucked.
because he has kids. He has a bunch of kids.
Well, if he's a rabbit, then of course.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, to me, he seems more like a trans dude. But that is how
That's
the vibe I got.
That's very interesting considering the ending of the game, and I'm making it sound interesting. It's a lot weirder than I'm making it sound, and it's like almost game shattering spoilers, and I can't say anything about it.
Damn,
I
confident.
say he's a bi twink because he's British and everybody wants to fuck him.
Yeah, he's a you know what it is? He's a grower, not a shower, and when he grows, he's like, this is the Monato's power.
Oh no. Is that why they
Because the
gave him the
Monato
fat-
can also, because the Monato can get longer too. When he's like getting with a girl and like he touches her shoulder, he's like a vision, and he sees that like you know. you see,
Shulk knows if he's getting any or not.
yeah. Lucina now.
Oh man,
So who's
I had
next?
nothing to say. I had nothing to say about this shit.
Exactly.
It's okay. So this is kind of, you know what, we might as well tackle Crom also because it's like it's father and daughter, but it's also very important to note in Fire Emblem Awakening it's entirely possible to not pair Crom with anyone.
Right.
No one at all. And yet Lucina will still come from the future and be like, bro, some shit's about to happen. We gotta stop it.
Wait, really?
So it's so it's heavily implied that even when you don't pair Crom with anyone, Crom finds a lady somewhere and fucks. So Crom has to fuck in order for the game to continue.
Crom is going to fuck and you cannot stop him.
Yes, even if it's like a random villager lady, Crom has to, or else the game cannot continue.
You could put every Fire Emblem Awakening girl in the same room, label it harem, and have like a sign that says no Crom allowed, and Crom will be like, that sign's not going to stop me because I can't read. Crom is aggressively straight.
Yes, but what about Lucina?
Who cares?
You'd be surprised how many people do. I'm gonna throw this out there. I think Lucina might be a lesbian.
Sure,
Maybe.
why not?
Wow, no one else
I
cares.
got nothing
No, I
to
don't
say.
care.
I
got
don't even
nothing
know
to
who
say
that
for
is.
or against that. I don't know.
Is that the flat-chested one you were talking about earlier?
Yes, that's the one who we're talking about.
That's also why I relate to her.
Let's go from a character hardly anyone except Pro cares about to a character that many people care about, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man is straight.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Mrs. Pac-Man. Is it cause Mrs. Pac-Man or is it?
Yeah, because it's Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
I think we're all overlooking the fact that Pac-Man has an opiate addiction. I mean, look at all those pills that he's following.
Oh, yeah. What are those?
And Dr. Mario gave them to it.
Anyway, Pac-Man, is he straight? Probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems like a guy, but not too advanced, you know?
All right, now we move on to someone who is very interesting, and me and Flaw and a different friend talked about very extensively. Ryu from Street Fighter.
Yeah, we talked about Ryu and his Echo Ken in the Street Fighter video, so if you haven't seen that, go watch it. But since we're talking about the Smash versions of them, we're talking about these two characters in a specific point in their game series, which would be Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Yes.
And Ryu is pretty much the same as far as like who he develops
Ryu
as in that regard of his life.
Ryu, up until he meets Sakura, never has any interest in any kind of anyone ever.
And even then, his relationship with Sakura seems very more like a student-mentor or like a brother-sister thing than like a romantic thing. At least that's how he sees it. Ryu
Sakura, meanwhile, wants to get all on that.
Oh yeah, no. Every time she sees him, she's like, "Hey Ryu, when are you gonna put a baby in this?" Ryu seems very much. I'm gonna say the same thing we said in that video. He is sex aware.
Sex aware.
He knows what it is, but he may or may not be for it.
He doesn't know yet. He's still learning.
Yes.
Meanwhile, his Chad of a friend, Ken Masters.
Ken is very straight. Ken in Street Fighter 2 is married with a kid.
Yeah.
No, that's his Street Fighter 2 ending. That's when that happened.
Okay.
But like,
Okay. All right.
during the events where he's fighting, like he hasn't married Eliza yet, which is what makes his trailer so funny. Because in the trailer, he hits on Zelda.
You know what it is? It's because Zelda's blonde and cute, like Eliza.
Yes, very
Okay, so
much like Eliza.
types. Okay.
Yeah, he's got types, so it's like,
Yeah.
So he's strong. He dresses nice. Whenever he's not in the game, he does dress very sharply. I mean, Street Fighter V aside, and he's a fire boy, and also he is fucking rich.
Yes, he is very straight. He's so straight that in Street Fighter V, he's wearing Under Armour all over the place.
Also, I'm gonna bring this up since we also did that in the video. He's the type of person who would tell girls to smile more, but not from a shitty
nice
place. He genuinely means it. Like he's trying to be like, "Oh, you're really cute. I'm sorry to see you be so sad.
Okay.
Be happy. I'd like to see you smile more."
He would say that, hey, you should smile more, in the same tone of voice of like Sonic in Sonic 06 telling Elise, hey, maybe you should smile.
Yeah, like that. Well, we're
Sick.
gonna go from one boy who doesn't smile to another boy who doesn't smile. Cloud.
Yes, we have Cloud Strife now, and as I said earlier, Flaw
Pillow Princess?
unintentionally. Yes, he unintentionally, but still stands by the fact that Cloud is a pillow princess. His clarification is that he seems very go with the flow. He doesn't really seem that pressed about what someone is.
When he was cross-dressing, he initially wasn't. He initially wasn't for it, but then it happened. And he's like, I don't hate this.
I still thought he was straight in doing what he had to do. Like, with you don't have to be straight to do drag. It just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But
Right.
until that line of yes, I know, nailed it. Moving on. And I was like, oh no, you have to be gay. Like, you know that you nailed it.
He's no nonsense. However, he is still not straight.
Whenever Cloud is fighting, he is serious. Whenever he's not fighting, he seems like a very passive individual. I used this joke in the last video, but I'll do it again. He looks like that because his name is Cloud Strife, not Cloud having a good time.
Yeah,
Strife.
yeah, that's his name.
And you know what? It's still not the dumbest name in Final Fantasy.
Corrin, dragon people. What did we say about Robin?
Straight.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I
straight no
think
matter what
that-
gender.
Identifies as
Yeah, I think that's the same for Corrin because it's the same kind of situation, and there's not really anything in Fire Emblem Fates that makes same-sex relationships actually work, except for this one character, and even then, it's kind of iffy.
Well, there's two, right? There's Rajat if you're female, and there's Niles if you're male. And both of them are really fucked up, dark, sadistic people. And it's like, those are the gay relationships. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, I hate it.
But, thankfully, Three Houses fixed that, but we're gonna get to that.
I would say Corrin is straight. The only thing that's maybe making me think gay is, it's very simple. They're a dragon.
Yeah, dragons are hardly ever straight.
That's true.
Really?
You must be new around here.
I am learning.
Anyway, let's move on.
Speaking of absolutely not straight, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta is not straight. Not even close.
Not even close.
Mm-mm.
Is she gay? Maybe. But she's definitely not straight.
She is at the very least bisexual. Are you kidding me?
Yes, because it's very heavily implied that either through magic or some sort of weird type of magic cloning type of process.
Her and John are fucking.
Well, I mean that's true, but the Umbran witches reproduce asexually, whether it's through cloning or some sort of weird magic type thing. And Bayonetta Cereza is one of the few actual children of a man and a woman, an Umbra witch and a Lumen sage.
I know very little about Bayonetta lore, but I look at her.
Oh, Bayonetta lore is wild.
It really is.
I look at her and I see trans woman drag queen.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking trans woman just by looking at her. I don't know.
They make it very abundantly clear that Bayonetta is a woman. Bayonetta is
All trans women are women.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's they make it there's no question about it, regardless of what her past was, which is kind of a plot point in the first game, that Bayonetta is a woman.
Well, I mean, like I said, I don't know anything about the lore, but she strikes me as having that energy of someone who found femininity through performativeness and then decided,
absolutely.
That is very much the case, because when you look at the other Umbran witches that were alive before bad things happened, they're very by the books. They're very punch, kick, shoot, do magic. But Bayonetta and technically Jean very much do make a performance out of doing their job of killing angels.
Yes.
I definitely agree with that. Her finding her expression through performative and being flashy and show off. It's similar to drag queens. That's a big thing about them, is that they get a whole lot out of performance, and that's Bayonetta to a T. she will show up to like a gay bar, and like all the drag queens will just like swoop over her.
So Lady Gaga then. Okay, gotcha.
Yes. That's a lot more.
Actually, wait, doesn't Lady Gaga actually play Bayonetta?
Yeah, she fucking loves Bayonetta.
Lady Gaga loves Bayonetta.
I have a feeling, yeah.
That makes sense.
That statement, Lady Gaga loves Bayonetta, is like that tracks harder than anything I've ever heard.
It's the most powerful thing anyone could say.
Bayonetta is at the very least bisexual. It is very clear that she and John got something going on. It's also very implied that she's had past, like, she's very flirty with a lot of people.
Anyway, we're done with 4. We're in the home stretch, kind of. And we are in Smash Brothers Ultimate. And it's funny that I say we're kind of in the home stretch because I did the math. We took care of like half of the roster with talking about Echoes, but there's still more. So now we move on to the man who's too big for anything, Ridley.
I mean, he's like someone's fantasy, surely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely someone.
Ridley's
Not
like
mine, but
Dark-
someone's.
Ridley's like, see, I can't say Ridley's like Dark Samus, where like it's just a monster. No, Ridley is intelligent.
Yes, Ridley is intelligent. Ridley can pass the Harkness test.
Question is, does he even want to though?
That
seems
is
like a
that is
very-
what we want. No, hold on. I just had an epiphany. Okay, do you remember? Flaw? Do you remember what you said about Sephiroth in the Final Fantasy episode?
Yes, I do.
What is it that you said?
I remember I said that Sephiroth's very like aloof.
No,
Like he doesn't-
no, you said a very specific phrase. What is Sephiroth into?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know. Ridley.
Penetration?
Yes,
Ridley
Ridley
into
and
penetration.
Sephiroth share one thing in common. They are into penetration.
Okay.
That is all I'll say.
And you know what? I think that's really the only thing you can say about Ridley because,
pretty much.
because again, he's too big. All right, now we have a pair of very hunky, very good boys, which we're gonna talk about separately because they're both kind of different characters. First, we talk about Simon Belmont.
He-Man.
Basically, yeah. Simon Belmont is, I want to say, straight because you look at where he's from. He's from 15th century Europe. What kind of things did they have going on there? Hardly anything.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
true. Homosexuality was invented in 1934.
They were trying to not die. They were trying to not die from the plague.
Yes, but Simon strikes me as like a Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
He'd probably go. He would probably go rabid if he saw Bayonetta.
Yes, Simon is straight. Meanwhile, we have Richter Belmont. Richter, I'm gonna say he is a himbo.
Oh yeah,
I see.
100%.
I say Richter is also straight, but everyone's gonna say gay because everybody wants to fuck Richter.
Yeah, and they're not wrong.
But yeah, he is also a himbo.
Yes.
No, they call him Richter because he leaves you shaking like you're in an earthquake.
Oh, that's really good. Oh,
That's a good one.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, that's pretty
That
good.
is
Wow.
great.
Anyway, now we have interior crocodile alligator himself, King K. Rool.
King Kevin Rule, let's go.
King K. Rool strikes me as someone who figured out he was gay late in life.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
Here's the thing about Kremlings, or like the species he is. Here's the thing: almost every single one of them is a guy.
Yeah.
There
You're so
are-
right.
There are only two. There are only two female Kremlings. One of which is a little girl. One of which is like a woman, and both of them appeared in a non-canon game.
That doesn't stop you from liking the woman one.
Absolutely not. I would say, let's see, he's the captain of a ship that is out for a long time, and every single crew member is a guy.
Listen, man, it's not gay when you're out on sea for several months at a time.
All I'm saying,
Can someone find me a ship? Can I get on a ship somewhere?
all I'm saying is that the Kremlings are so fruity they could cure scurvy.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. All right, so we have one more in the base roster for Smash Ultimate, Isabelle, and I'm about to drop a hot take. Not
I
only
thought we
is
said no animals.
not only well, no, because Isabelle can talk. Isabelle is also an adult. She went to college.
She's a secretary.
She has like
Yeah.
I mean,
she has,
Airbud played basketball, but
she's also
wouldn't
got like
fuck him.
she's also got like 18 degrees in engineering. I'm about to drop a hot take about Isabelle. Not only is Isabelle bi, Isabelle loves fucking.
Okay.
go on.
Evidence?
Isabelle joined Smash Ultimate because there are a ton of hot people around.
Oh, it's just like at the Olympics, like when all the hotels are
Yes,
just filled with hot
absolutely,
athletes, they're all
yeah.
going at it. She's like, I want to get on some of that
There's
hot Smash Bros action.
there's an artist on Twitter that I follow that a while back they made a group of pictures about Isabelle in Smash Ultimate, and like all of them are like, it's like, oh, Smash Ultimate's great. I signed on like three new people to build their new houses, and I fucked 3 hot anime boys too.
Which ones?
I'm not gonna say you're
What
wrong.
would you like to know?
Isabelle,
We need answers.
I'll tell you which ones. Isabelle's gonna suck Richter's dick, and there's nothing you can do to stop her.
Yeah, that's also one of the pictures too. There's also a third one where it's like Isabelle wearing like a big, like too big for her shirt, and standing next to Bayonetta, and it says, "I survived the Umbran climax."
Oh my god. Oh my god. See, I'm not gonna tell you you're wrong. I'm just gonna say that you and I have wildly different ideas of what Isabelle is. To me, she strikes me as like a P-flag mom. Like one of those moms who had a gay kid and like, this is her identity now, protecting her kid. Of like, fuck all of you. My poor son has had to deal with this shit and I will end all of you because of it. Like,
That's pretty good.
Love Ellen.
I will say one of my favorite pics about Isabelle is that one where when she showed up, it was the one Scruffy Turtles did, where like all of the Star Fox crew hit on her immediately.
Oh yeah, because like
They all offered her flowers. Like Fox had a flower, Falco had a flower, Wolf had a fucking rose in his teeth.
I mean it's an animal person and they're animal people. They're gonna jump on that chance. It's also like confirmed, even though it might be like a programming oversight, but people don't care, that in Animal Crossing New Leaf, there's a specific event where if you talk to Isabelle, I think it's Valentine's Day, you talk to Isabelle and like it'll be implied that she has a crush on the player, and it doesn't matter what gender the player character is, like she'll still say that like, oh, maybe I kind of have a crush on you, but oh, who knows?
Oh, so
Horrible.
bye.
Yes, she is very much bi. Whether or not she's way deep into fucking hot anime people, that's up for discussion. But she is almost definitely bi.
Both spectrums of the anime people.
We're done with the base roster. Now we move on to the DLC characters, and we start with the one that actually like shocked the world, Joker from Persona 5.
Love him. I nutted. Yes. That's all I need to say.
I would say the panniest of all pans that ever panned.
Yeah, hard to be straight when when one, you're a Persona user, and two, you have hot friends like he does. So, wow, I'm blanking on who came out next.
The next character was
Hero?
Hero.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, it was Hero.
Hero.
So the funny thing about Hero is that Hero is 4 different characters that are technically the heroes of their respective Dragon Quest games, but they're very different characters. Like the hero of Dragon Quest XI is not even anywhere, nothing like the hero from Dragon Quest III.
It's true. They're all different, but they're also both protagonists of a JRPG series. So how different can they be?
Well, they're
No,
DLC,
no,
so they're gay for pay.
Can we just say that? Can we just say all 4 heroes are gay for pay?
I think that's fair.
What about the little hamster friend that's in the hero of Dragon Quest 11? No, 8. Because he's got like a little hamster in his pocket.
Bonus?
Now we have someone I was personally not excited for, but I was glad to see people excited for him and her, Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, go there.
Yeah.
Banjo's a big old bear, and he's like your gay uncle, and Kazooie is your lesbian auntie.
Yeah, I feel like I would learn a lot about gay culture from Banjo.
You know what it is. It's Banjo Kazooie is men loving men and women loving women solidarity.
Yeah, 100%. It's the community coming together.
You know what it is? Banjo's a himbo.
Banjo is a himbo. Now we have Flaw's favorites. Probably his favorite character in either video games or fighting games or even fiction, Terry Bogard.
He is up there with Sonic for me. He's my fucking boy.
Terry Bogard is... Like, who did we say is the best straight ally? Terry is also that.
Terry is absolutely a straight ally.
Because
Terry Bogard is also a himbo.
Yes, because he's a big beef man. He doesn't have a whole lot going on, but he knows what he wants. He knows what he likes. He hangs out with this really hot lady, Blue Mary, who's a secret agent. He adopted the child of his former arch nemesis.
Yeah, because his former arch nemesis was a shitty dad, and he took his son in because he wasn't raising him, and he's helping him through the personal daddy issues he has.
And the fact that he kind of maybe inherited evil powers from him.
And Terry's just a guy who loves fighting and wants to help people, and he constantly asks people if they're okay. Not just as a meme, he actually does that.
Yes.
Terry Bogard's the best.
Does anyone else have anything to say about Terry Bogard?
I think all has been said.
Yeah.
That tracks. No one had anything to say about Terry Bogard when he was released.
It's really sad because there are only two reactions to Terry. It was either people on stream posting Resident Sleeper emotes or people getting super hyped for him. There was no middle ground.
This game, you don't fucking understand. This game gave me Banjo and Terry in the same game. I'm happy.
It came out at the very tail end of the decade, but it's up there with games of the decade for you.
It could have ended with the last character of that first season, and I'd have been fine.
Speaking of characters that made people use the Resident Sleeper emote on streams when they were being released, Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses. It is important to note Byleth is the only playable character in a Fire Emblem game that is canonically bi.
That's why they work
appropriate considering his name.
Yes.
Beat to it, goddamn.
Great minds.
I haven't played Three Houses, but I like it for a lot of reasons, and the fact that the options for gay people are a lot more open. But I will never.
Not so much for the guys. Not so much for the guys.
You can have S pairings, but even though you can have S pairings with guys, it's all just you're just good friends. You're super good friends who are friends for life.
To be fair, that's how history went.
That's what I'm saying. No. I will never forget Three Houses for not having Claude be an option.
That was the easiest slam dunk ever, and they didn't take it.
The one that everyone wanted to fuck. That one.
I have never seen a character in any game or any piece of media ever have bigger bisexual energy than Claude. How did that not happen?
That is everybody in Smash that we're gonna.
That is everybody. So unfortunately, because of circumstances, we are unable to get the final words about Smash Brothers cast and their sexualities and genders, as well as cut out any kind of talk about any ARMS character that may or may not be getting into Smash. And also, Travis and Mike didn't get to record their plugs for their podcast, so check out Travis and Mike's podcast, Rainbow Road, a gay gaming podcast, where Travis and Mike, a pair of gamers with a hard Y, discuss the world of gaming through a queer lens. You can find them on Podbean as well as Listen Notes, and you can find them on Twitter at Rainbow Road Pod. Check them out, they're pretty good. I really like their Pokemon episode.